gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic weekend of Formula One racing here on the EGL Extreme Gaming League. I'm Tipsy Bob, and joining me on the mic is my trusty sidekick and my good friend, Dad Bats. Covering all the action today, we're going to be covering everywhere from Monaco, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain, all across the world, all across the country. A full grid lined up some of the best talent around the world. We have plucked them from all corners of the earth to give you some of the greatest racing experience footage you'll ever see in your lifetime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the EGL. There we go, once and all the cars are all lining up on the grid. They're all getting ready. The drivers will be focusing on their first corner. Are they going to take it? What are they going to do? Is it going to go deep? Are they going to go? Who knows? Let's take it out. Away we go! DRS is still active, and if Timo wants to get this moved on, he's gonna need to use this DRS zone because I have a feeling. Oh no, Timo cracks under the pressure in the traction zone. He tries to mount up another overtake on 1P3 trademark. This is round 3. Timo cracks under the pressure once again.
And Timo are oh, he hits the pit. Oh no! Oh my god, this so sorry, control myself. So Timo
I wouldn't be gonna penalty too, so they can stand at the back together again. Just like Timo likes it.
How many times? Did you see how many times Timo tried to get into the pit?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another race on the EGL. Today we're at Canada, and I actually have a typo right away on the screen there, so we're not really in Tier 3, are we? Tier 1 for 2 SRL. Let's forget about that small typo. I don't know if I could actually get it fixed here straight away. But we're actually in Tier 1, of course. I'm Icewind, and joining me on the comms today is Mr. Ocean Chief.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is indeed Tier 1, the top tier of 2SRL, and we are looking at a pretty interesting lineup right now. Let's just go through some of the drivers that are going to grace the track today. You've got the usual suspects, Timo, Copy, Wow, Alex Burbo, that band's Nicholas Jensen, Danny Koo, Pixel, Triton, Some Idiot, and Hugo. But also joining us on track will be Galileo, who has been doing rather well in SLR of late. So I'm very interested to see how he does today. We've got the timer going there, so just in time for the race to begin. We've got 17 drivers readied up in the lobby. Also joining us on track is Nico and Legend. Legend, of course, from Tier 2 SLR. One of the faster guys, but he has been dipping his toes into these no assist lobbies. So going to be interesting to see how he performs today against these elite drivers.
Yeah, and just before we dive into the action itself, we have just a couple of pointers for the race here. So it's probably gonna be a two-stopper. I've seen a couple of variations. Some people do soft, medium, medium, or soft, medium, soft, which I believe Hugo did yesterday and won the race. And then, yeah, of course, we're at Canada, so Wall of Champions is a consideration. I think you actually leaned on that today, Chief. Was it so? Just a few.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
a little bit of pinned on there.
it's a tough spot on the track, and then of course time penalties on this track are probably going to be a factor as well. We've seen that in the earlier races this week already. So yeah, those are maybe the main points to look out for in this race. And then one more thing before we actually dive into the action itself, we have the championship standings, updated championship standings on screen here, and it is looking to be a pretty good fight with Hugo and some idiot. They're even on points, 138, and Copy in third with 100 points, so it's all open still.
Yeah, Hugo's been on rather dominant form of late, but we know some idiot is he just kind of oozes dominance. He oozes pace. This guy lives and breathes league racing, it seems, and yeah, he's keeping Hugo honest there. So they're joint 138 points, but Copy, he's another driver we can't count out. And Danico in P4 there at 69 points. 69 points. Yep.
Yep.
He has been doing rather well, but he's been rather unlucky.
Yep.
I think he's got a race win coming up soon, but I think he's getting a bit frustrated with his luck on track these days.
Yeah, and just maybe just missing that final bit of confidence and consistency for Danny's part in the races. He's been really quick in qualies, but we'll see how we can do today. And on that note, I suppose I'll hop to the actual stream.
Yeah.
So
I think Timo is the yeah, he's about to start his his lap here. Yeah.
Let's have a look at Timo then, and on board with the Renault through the final corner, and onward we go for a quali lap of Canada. Let's see what Timo can make of this lap. Hooks up the nice inside curb nicely into turn 1. Looking good so far for Timo. First chicane, easy to invalidate there. Timo gets away with it this time, and approaching sector 1 split 19.3, so that's 2 or 3 tenths off like what I would expect to see top drivers to do here, but it's looking like a good banker lap for Timo so far. Second chicane also very easy to invalidate. If you're going a little bit wide, Timo gets away with that as well, so Timo well on his way to get a first time on the board. I think he is the first guy on track as well, so he will set a benchmark for everybody else. Looking good for Timo.
Yeah, nice and tidy from him. Yeah, he got out of that last hairpin. He was on the throttle pretty early, so this is looking good for Timo. For a banker lap anyway.
Yep, and hits the final chicane pretty nicely as well, and then just a charge toward the line. DRS open and an 8.8, so that's a good banker lap from Timo. And I think the Haas behind him. Oh, okay. Galileo does a 9.1 on the mediums, and those are the only 2 times on the board so far. What else can we pick up?
Nico 109.2 puts him P3, but we've got a lot of times come through. Pixel P4 109.9. Nico Lace goes top of the charts there,
Yep.
108.2. But look at that.
7.9 from Hugo.
Hugo laying down the gauntlet there. I mean, he's not messing around. This guy 107.9 straight away, straight out of the blocks. Wow. So
Yeah,
I guess the guy to watch here is some idiot.
Yeah, I think he's invalidated his first lap because he's not really going for it right now. He's got a ERS mode set to 0, so he's seems to have invalidated his first lap.
Yeah, and low fuel as well, so it looks like he'll come in and pit, put on a fresh set of boots. He is on mediums though. So
Yep. Danny also on a lap here. 19.1 in the first sector, pretty good. So if you can, I couldn't check what was Hugo's best time in the sector 1, but I think probably Danny is up for a good one here.
yeah, somebody in the pits. And another thing to mention there, sorry guys, is Galileo's time was on mediums.
Yep, yeah, definitely. Danny has invalidated his lap, so that's not gonna amount to anything for Danny. Who else can we actually pick about there? Tipsy Bob maybe coming across the line. Let's see what Tipsy can do. Was a bit unlucky in the race yesterday, and he does a 9.5, goes 7th.
A decent time, first lap for him. Gives him something to aim for when he gets back to the pits, puts a fresh set of tires on. We've got Legend out on an out lap here as well. He's Bance as well, has yet to put a time on the board. Danny Coe's on a lap though, so 108.
No, I think he's gonna pit this lap. He invalidated his first run.
Yeah, so. You're right. Copy as well. Wow. Also not
pit still.
No time on the board for those guys.
Wonder whether they're still at the pits. Maybe they also invalidated their first runs or something.
Yeah, just gonna say that. I mean, I was saying in the tier 2 race, I did you know, the interview afterwards, and I was saying, listen guys, if you're doing this tier 1 race, inject coffee into your eyeballs because you need a lot of focus for this race. Just to spot all those kind of turning endpoints, those track limits. You go even look at a corner the wrong way, and it's gonna give you a warning.
Bance is on a lap, but I wonder if this is spectator bug or is he already invalidated on the first sector because it looks red to me.
Oh, it's showing me red as well, yep.
Yeah,
red,
so that's probably maybe just to set a time on the board to get a delta, and we'll see what he can do. Who would be the first guy to actually go on a lap? I think Legend is gonna go across the line.
Yeah, he's just starting his lap. So Legend is a guy who usually runs racing line assist, but for this one, I believe he's turned it off.
My props for that.
He's absolutely phenomenal in his speed in tier 2 SLR, so we're wondering if that converts. So far so good though, he's looking pretty tidy here in sector 1.
Yeah, a little hesitant maybe through the chicane there, so he's 19.2, so it's probably a couple of tenths off the sector best time. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of a comparison in the in-game settings, but I would expect that to be about 2 tenths off maybe. 40.9, that doesn't really say anything to be unfortunate. We'll see what he can do. Ooh, a bit.
Yeah, gets it all wrong.
Out of the,
yeah.
Then just tries to get a bit of a toe there, but nothing to that really. Legend should get a time on the board. At least he's yet to set a time. So yeah, he's gonna put a time on the board at least, and let's see what it is. It's gonna be a 9.2.
Yeah, he'll not be happy with that. He's more familiar with the 108 territory, or maybe even a 107. So the racing line is costing him at the minute, but it's only a matter of time before he gets up to speed, I reckon.
Yep, some idiot on a lap here as well. 19.1 into the first sector, so he's about 1.5 tenths up on what Legend managed to do, and he's about a half a second up on what Legend managed to do into the sector 2 split. So this
Copy puts himself. Copies in P8 there, well 109.4, which is rather slow for him.
Yeah, definitely, and some idiot probably is gonna probably set an 8 here if he can get this final corner right, which he does. And then just the charge toward the line, and he's gonna do an 8.3, so it's very, very close with him and Nick. Third for some idiot at the moment.
Yeah, Timo's still P4 with that 108.8, so a solid first lap from him. Galileo out on the soft here, just about to start his hot lap.
Let's go on board with him.
Seeing yellow flags there, but I think it's just people getting out of the way of the guys on the hot laps here. But yeah,
I don't
Galileo,
see anybody else at least.
I don't see it. I think it's the slower cars, you know, just slowing down for the fast guys.
And 19 flat for Galileo into sector 1, that's really fast. Oh, gets it a little bit wrong on the exit of the second chicane. And let's see how much time he actually lost there. So we saw some idiot do a 40.4 for this second split here, and let's see what Galileo can do with that light mistake there. So he's 40.6, so 2/10 down, but 3/10 up on his time on the board at the moment.
Yeah, looking on target for a 108, maybe a high 108 at this rate.
Yep.
Guys in chat, it looks like Team Bants is in chat here in full force. Netflix saying, "Not my team" hashtag.
I can get behind Team Bands.
yeah, I was just about to say I'm very much a Bands fan.
Galileo 8.4.
Ooh, nice. So he must have picked up a lot of time in that final sector as well. Huh?
Yep.
Good
Bands
job from
is
him.
actually on the lap here, isn't he? So let's see what he can do. 40.7 into the second sector split, which isn't too bad. He might be looking for a P5 here or something like that. Let's see what he can... Oh, grazes the wall at the Wall of Champions and Bands across the line, and it's a P6 for him, 8.7. Not too bad.
Solid job from Bants. Danico's still to set a timer here. Is he's on an outlap here, I believe?
No, I think he has invalidated, possibly. It's saying red for me. I wonder...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this has kind of been a problem for Danny in this game. He's really fast in quali, but just not getting the times on the board, and he's gonna pit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one last chance then.
Same
Marion
with
and
WoW,
chat,
actually.
Marion and chat is Jensen P8, very disappointed. Listen, the session isn't over yet. Our boy Jensen is got another chance, at least one chance I would say, at a hot lap. As he pulls into the pits here.
Checking here, Alex Burbo also yet to set a time. Also a fast guy. I think a new face, unless he's one of these guys who's changed his nick and I just don't recognize him anymore. But he's been racing this season at least in 2SRL, and I've also raced him on a few occasions, and he is really fast. And he's just about to start his lap here, or starting his lap rather. Is better English, I guess. He's already on it.
And he just grazes the wall there after that first chicane. Bit of a hairy moment.
So he's about 3/10 off the best sector split for sector 1. But I think at this point he just wants to get a time on the board. Let's see what he can do through sector 2. 41.1, so he is quite far off the pace actually. Maybe wonder if he's just not had time to practice for this track, because he was very, very fast on the earlier races this season. And,
yeah, Fox as well as P15 currently with no time on the board has invalidated his lap, and he's gunning it to the pits to try and get another set of boots on, I think. But yeah, Alex Verbo through the final chicane there, and he's gunning it towards the start finish line, puts himself P12. Yes.
It looked like a bit of a cautious lap from him, so maybe he's just not so confident around this track, or maybe it just hasn't put the practice in.
Oh, Copy having a hairy moment there for the first chicane.
Still a little bit up on this time though. So 7/100ths of a second up, and let's see what Copy can do, because he's already got a 9.4 on the board as well. Trident goes 11th, I think. No, that wasn't Trident, it was somebody else. Never mind. Copy 40.7, so he's...
Samaria goes top, 107.861. What a lap from Samaria, didn't even see that.
Yeah, I exactly, completely missed that as well, so good job from me on the cameras, right? So...
we'll just blame it on his speed, he's so fast,
yeah,
we
he was
didn't catch him.
Too fast to catch up. Copy will come across the line, let's see what he can do. He's a little bit up on his time, so Copy across the line. Kind of lifted there on the line. So
yeah, what was that about? What, did he run out of fuel or something? Or?
I'm not really sure. I mean, if he hurries back to the pits, he's still gonna get a run, and he's definitely not out of fuel. So, I wonder if is he gonna do a run on the mediums to get the start on them?
Might have something there actually, yeah.
Because he definitely just lifted across the line there.
Oh, Jensen's on a lap here. He's looking pretty pacey for that first chicane. Just catching him here.
Yep.
He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him, but hopefully he'll be able to
tenths up.
navigate that with no problem. 10th up, so that should move him up at least one spot, but as you can see, there's lots of time to be found here in this track, especially that final chicane can really make or break your lap.
Yep. And Marian is
expects
expecting top 3 from Jensen. Pretty good through the middle sector to 40.4, so he's definitely looking for a top 5 lap here.
He might get a wee bit of slip off WoW. We know they're teammates in the SLR, so it looks like that is the case.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Bit of a slip for Jensen. Just the final corner to go. Let's see how he can hook it up. A little bit hesitant on the entry, and also a little bit of traction loss on the exit, but he goes 4th.
Oh, almost P3, almost P3. Won't get another chance at a lap. So that's... And Hugo's just... Yeah, Hugo's on an out lap here, so he's responding to some idiot's pole time of 1:7.8. Is it going to be sub 1:7.8 for Hugo? It's going to be a tall order for him, but if anyone can do it, it's going to be Hugo.
Yep, so we're going to follow Hugo on this lap. He's going to start it right now across the line, and then approaching turn 1, gets a really nice line through there. And then just this difficult traction zone out of turn 2 toward the first chicane. Nice, gets it in nicely, and let's see what the clocks think about this one. And he is marginally down on his time, but an 18.9 for the first sector, so his... Oh no!
And I'm just looking, Hugo is off, and Nick is another one. He's P3 currently on an out lap about to begin his, so could still see that pole position go here, but it's going to be a massive, massive lap from Nicholas to get this pole.
And yeah, Hugo just losing it out of that first chicane, second chicane, sorry. And I'm having a tough time trying to navigate who is actually on a lap here. I'm just gonna follow Nick for now. Nick starts his lap. Let's see what he can do. 8.2, currently P3. And Nick is also one of these guys who is really, really fast in qualifying usually. Nikolai's marginally up on his time, half a tenth. Oh, and gets it a bit hairy out of that second chicane as well. Also one of the most difficult traction zones on this track. Nick coming along pretty nicely, a little bit scruffy maybe, but let's see what the clock thinks about this into split 2. He is still a tenth up. So I think pole is out of his reach, unless he can do something really magical into the final chicane.
Danico as well, just approaching the final hairpin here. He's on a hot lap, looks good so far, no invalidations this time around. 19 flat was his first sector time. Oh, and he's backed out completely?
Oh
what?
no.
I don't understand what's
Nick
going on.
across the line doesn't improve, 7/1000th of a second down. And I wonder what, is Danny gonna try to go? Because I think there might actually be time left and we just have this spectator bug, or what is he up to on the back straight? I'm not quite sure. Is he out of fuel? I don't know. Anyway, Alex Burbo across the line improves, but only 13th for him. And I think
Galileo's on an out lap is...
What?
Yeah, this must be the timing bug.
I don't really understand this. There might still be a little bit of time on the clock, because we usually have this spectator timing bug. Galileo definitely starts his lap still, so let's see what he can do. And did Danny pit? He did. So Danny doesn't set a time on the board at all today.
Lost the first challenge activated for Danico. Oh, and Galileo just cuts the track there. He saw it. The chicane. And
I think that's about... Is Copy still on a lap possibly? No, he's also out of time, so... Some surprising names at the bottom there. Copy, Legend, Danny, and Alex Burbo as well, all in the bottom 5. So we're gonna probably see a lot of racing in this race when those guys try to make their way through.
Yeah, I'm a bit miffed as to why Danico backed out of that lap time, but maybe he knows something we don't, or maybe there's a technical issue of some kind.
Yeah, it could be. Did we have any information about the weather?
None so far. If anybody has any information in chat, please do give it to us. Pray tell, pray tell.
I'm gonna. Oh well, maybe I forgot I'm streaming, so it's a bad idea to show that overlay there. Anyway, maybe if you can make some detective work. My words are lost today.
Yes, leave it with me. I'm on the case.
Yep. So I think that's it for qualifying. So some idiot with that 7.8 gets P1 and Hugo P2. So our championship rivals once again at the top of the field in quali.
Okay,
we have...
my detective hat is now off. I've done my work. It is going to be rain at the end of the session, just like Tier 2.
Okay, so that'll probably give us some kind of interesting tactical stuff. Yeah, but anyway, here we have our qualifying results. Some idiot on pole, Hugo second, and Nick with a good lap in third, and Marian, I'm afraid will have to be disappointed with Jensen's P4 today. He was expecting a P3 at least for Jensen. WoW in fifth, and I think this is actually the first race for WoW in 2 SRL. And then a rapid guy Galileo in sixth. Niels, I guess, is it Hagrid?
Yeah, that's Nico, yeah.
Yes,
it says
okay,
Niels
so
on yours, Nico on
Hagrid,
mine.
aka
yeah.
Nico, aka Niels. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta say that is an impressive time, Nico. He's
Definitely,
not a
yeah.
Tier 1 guy, so very impressive that time.
Beating the likes of Bant, Timo, Triton. So definitely a good time from him, and it's looking pretty gloomy out there actually straight off the bat. So I wonder when is this rain gonna come?
They just said at the end of the session, so I imagine it's gonna be something like the Tier 2 race, which the rain came about halfway through the race, so it really mixed things up a lot.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting for sure. Because it really opens up like the strategy. I mean, usually it's soft, medium, soft, soft, medium, medium. But now you're thinking, will I just go medium to the rain? Will they last to the rain?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, there's a lot of different things. And anyone who's committed to this soft strat, they may be caught off guard because they may have to pit, which might give the guys behind a bit of an advantage.
Oh yeah, and it's just looking quite dark out there already. So I wonder if that rain is coming earlier than expected. Okay, so
yeah. Jeff is not a good weatherman. I've found that out over the years.
Yep.
Do not rely on him.
Onto the formation lap we go. Should we just walk through the grid maybe once? So I'll get that started. So on pole, some idiot with Hugo in P2, who are also our championship rivals, who have equal points at the moment, so it's gonna be a good one. Nick Olace in third, Jensen fourth, and WoW in fifth.
Yeah, Galileo, new driver to SRL, driving as reserve, I believe, but yeah, he is very fast, and he showed that in quali, getting a P6 time. Nico, another reserve, flying high today, P7, obviously likes this track a lot. Team Bance will be happy about that Bance being P8 currently. Timo with a solid time there. I don't think he was able to improve on his first lap time.
Yep.
But it was enough to get him P9, and Triton with a solid P10 quality performance.
Yep, and rounding up the last half of the grid, we have 3 SRL Pixel. Okay, is that something I don't know something about? Anyway, 3 SRL Pixel, also known as 2 SRL Pixel. And then Fox in 12, Alex Burbo with a bit of a surprisingly low result for him in quali 13th. Copy, another guy I was not expecting to be in P14. Legend in 15th, Tipsybop 16th, Danico 17th, and then we have Dixie. I don't know who that is actually. Is that I don't know, somebody who joined mid-quali.
Yeah, I don't know even if they're on the server. I just tried to tag them, but can't see them there. But
I wonder. So, do you want to take the start away?
Yeah, why not?
Let's go.
There we go. Drivers are lined up in their grid spots, and the lights are coming up. They're very bugged for me. They just flashed on and off. Oh, and the guy at the back is a. Someone got a jump start there. A Merc.
Yeah, I think it's the AI of that guy who is at the back.
Yeah, so he's jumped ahead in the intervals, but on track it's some idiot who's way out in front. What happened to Hugo?
Yeah, Hugo got
mugged.
Hugo got a really bad launch off the line, and Nick is through it into P2. And there was a little bit of wheel banging there, but I think nobody picked up damage.
Yeah, looking good so far. I do see an Alpha at the back struggling. And Danny Coe, I don't know what happened there, but he's way off pace at the minute. And
no.
yeah, some idiot is stretching his legs here. 1.1 up the front.
Danny has picked up damage as well. He's missing an end plate on the right hand side, so it's not the start that Danny was hoping.
Triton falling down the order here. He's down to P13 under attack here quite a lot from Tipsy and from Legend. Flox as well in that pack.
Oh, 3 wide into the hairpin there. Tipsy Bob almost making it 3 wide, but chooses to back out of it wisely, I would say so. And
yeah.
Legend is through from these guys. Triton fighting. Is that actually Fox who he's fighting pretty hard? And they're both out of battery, I think, on the back straight here. And 2 wide into this final chicane, but yeah, Triton keeps that position.
Oh, we got 2 cars in the pits. It's Danny Coe and Copy. So
oh, yeah.
Copy must have got. Oh, and he gets Copy gets a 5-second penalty and retires in the pits, so he's out of this one. That's
okay,
unfortunate.
So...
And I think Danny Coe, he's having some issues. There must be technical or hardware issues because, yeah, he's way off the pace and struggling at the minute.
Yeah, switching a front wing and once again on those medium tires. So I wonder what happened to Copy there. And what is happening here? Danny is being held up by Copy's ghost in the pit lane. Have you seen this?
Oh my word! Oh my word!
Danny is just sitting. Oh, and now the car is gone. So Danny has lost. I don't even know how many seconds. 40 seconds plus or something at the pit lane, I think.
Who is it said Danny was unlucky? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, this
is just. It's just gone from bad to worse from Danny, and he's 33 seconds off the back of these other guys. Hugo, in the meanwhile, is trying to put some pressure on Nick, but unable to get a move on so far. So some idiot is just stretching his legs up front. 1.5 seconds now.
Oh, and Hugo's getting a good run on Nick.
Yep.
Looks like he might put a move on for the first corner. He's right on his back. He's choosing to go around the outside, which will be the inside on the next corner.
And
so
he's gonna make it, I think.
Smart move from Hugo there, yeah. That inside line for the second turn is actually more important than the inside line on the turn 1.
Yeah, and Jensen also getting interested in this battle as Nick grazes the wall a bit, but I think he got away with that without damage. At least
yeah, no damage visible on her. But Jensen looking good here, and he looks like he's got a run on Nick already. He's obviously hit that overtake button a little bit sooner than Nick was able to, and he's on the inside. Oh, and nicely done from Jensen. What a move. Up to P3, that bans 3 second time penalty, and P7.
Already on lap
Still
3.
taking off.
Jensen is gonna get DRS from Hugo here, so I wonder if he's gonna actually try and put some pressure on Hugo. No, I think he is too far back, and Hugo has a lot of battery as well, so Hugo is probably safe here. Yep. So Jensen just enjoying some of that DRS help from Hugo.
Oh, there's Wow, his first time penalty. We knew this is one of Wow's weaknesses, his time penalties. Yep. And we'll keep an eye on that as he picks up his first one on lap 3. Summit 8 with a fast lap 11.7. So right now he's just
himself now.
Yeah, he knows he needs to maintain this gap, if not build on it a little bit, because Hugo, if anyone can beat him, it's going to be Hugo.
Yep.
So he needs to be on his game today, and it looks like he's doing just what he needs to do. He's slightly increasing the gap here. It's around about 2.4, 2.5 at the minute. But look at Jensen.
Hugo also has to be pretty careful because you don't want to kill those softs too quickly on this track. They kind of fall off about 40-ish%. And yeah, Hugo is kind of leading a big train all the way down to P13 at the moment, or P12. Everybody is within DRS until that, or P11 I guess is the real one. And I'm getting some commentary in the chat that 3 SRL is not the real league. It's just some sort of funky naming scheme.
Jensen falling a little bit back off Hugo here, but still within that DRS range, which is the key for him right now.
Yep, Hugo sets the fastest lap of the race. So he's putting those soft tires to work.
Yeah, it's quite incredible. Lap 5, and the gaps between the first P2 to P11 is under a second.
We kind of
have and Tipsy Bob, Triton are battling away here in Sector 1. Triton hits the wall. Quite a significant impact there for him. I don't see any damage there, but that's not going to do anything for his confidence, as Tipsy is all over his gearbox.
Time penalties being picked up left and right at the moment, so it's one of those predictions I had before this race. Danico sets the fastest lap of the race at the back of the field, but he's got about 30 seconds to make up on Fox. I think Dixie is not an actual car on track, so... Oh, and what's happened there? Has Pixel made a mistake? Yes, he is around in the third chicane, so Pixel and missing a good chunk of his front wing on the left-hand side, so he's probably going to have to pit. And yeah, let's have a look at
Tipsy's going for it. He's got overtake, he's got DRS, he's got fuel on Rich probably as he just sends it into the final chicane, and that move is his. He will have DRS.
Getting it all wrong behind him, almost sending it to the wall from that final chicane, but yeah, got away with it.
Yeah, Tipsy up to P12, close to the points, but he is on these medium tires, so that's something we should take note of because we are expecting rain at this race. So can Tipsy get to the rain on these mediums? Nico with a time penalty there, P8. And there is some change of positions here. Legend gets up to P10 ahead of Alex Burbo. Oh, and Alex almost losing it out of that chicane.
Saw that wiggle at the back there. So Alex struggling a little bit in the race as well. But I wonder if these medium tires are actually going to start coming back to play against those softs now. I would expect it to happen about here.
Yeah, a couple of penalties coming up their eyes. Tipsy Bob, 3 seconds. Jensen as well on P3, 3 seconds on the board.
And Jensen just about hanging in that DRS of Hugo, and I think that's kind of the lifeline for Jensen in this race, because he's now dropped Nick Olace from DRS behind him.
Oh, and Fox is going for a move on Triton. This overtake and DRS combo is just, it's unbeatable on that straight there, and he almost catches up with Tipsy Bob.
And into the pits.
Yeah, Triton's had enough of these soft tires.
Might not be a bad idea.
Oh, Legend gets past Timo, turn 1 send, and he's up to P9. Is Legend P10 for Timo?
Yeah, so those medium tires are definitely coming into play against the soft runners right now, I think. And Legend, because I would expect that every single one of these soft runners will surely have to pit at least before the rain, because it's looking pretty clear at the moment. And yeah, Legend rapidly catching Niels in Nico, Hagrid, whatever. I'm not sure what I should be calling him anyway.
Look at this, Galileo P5 is right on the back of Nicholas as they come out of the exit of the hairpin. And I think, is he going to have enough in the tank?
Probably going to save it for the main straight.
Yeah, he's not using overtake for this one, but he's catching him pretty rapidly here. He will get him by the... Oh, and Nick is in the pit, so we're going to punch. That actually caught Galileo off guard there. He wasn't expecting that at all, so yeah, Galileo up to P2.
That's Bance and Wow having a moment behind him, so that's some dicey moves for the final chicane there. But yeah, that Bance is, I think, still going to hold on to that position. Yes, so Galileo lost a lot of time there. I think he got completely caught up by... was it Nick who pitted in front of him, and he completely missed his braking point for that final chicane?
Yeah, that pit entry is tricky.
And Jensen has actually overtaken Hugo on the pit stops.
Whoa.
What happened to Hugo? He's like 5 seconds from Jensen.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'll have a look and see penalties, but I haven't seen any come up 5 second wise.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to Hugo. He seems to have lost a lot of time with this pit stop to Jensen, who is, well, yeah, some idiot of course still has to pit, but somehow Hugo seems to have lost a lot of time.
Wow, going for a move around Bance on the back straight here, and it's rather... Oh my word, that pit entry is shocking.
Yeah, it's so hard to do that behind some other car. But some idiot and WoW still staying out, which is a bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah, I wonder what they're thinking. Are they're obviously going to go to mediums, I would say, to be safe. But I mean, you could potentially go to softs.
Yeah, maybe they're just doing a too soft stint or something. It's still looking pretty clear out there. It was looking a bit gloomier at the start of the race, but it's kind of cleared up, and I wonder when that rain is actually going to come. Triton and Timo fighting ahead of Dampans, but yeah, Timo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Legend picked up a 3-second time penalty there. He is catching up with these soft runners ahead, so WoW 125, Summit just ahead of him here. He looks like he might get WoW on this back straight.
If some idiot doesn't pit this lap, I'm very surprised, because isn't he just gonna lose to Jensen if he doesn't pit, like, and he doesn't.
He's a smart guy, so I reckon he's gonna go for a double soft stint. I think that's what he's lining up here.
Lap time 12.4, but I would expect that Jensen's lap time is gonna be much faster. He's kind of stuck in traffic a little bit now. WoW pits from P2, which releases Legend into P2.
Fox as well, staying out on these softs, so that's 2 soft runners out.
So Jensen lap time, let's see what it is, 11.1, so he's 1.4 seconds faster than some idiot on this lap. But he is kind of stuck in traffic, so I think the pit stop around here is about 16 seconds or so. And Jensen really needs to clear these guys ahead of him now, and he's kind of runs into the back of Fox on those old softs, and Jensen's gonna send it on the inside into this second chicane. That's always a little bit dicey. He's gonna get DRS as well, so that's daring but paid off for Jensen. Jensen is up to P5.
Good stuff from him.
And what has happened to Hugo? Because he's down in P9 and he's behind Galileo as well now, and behind Nick. So Hugo must have had some kind of an issue on his pit stop. And I'm just trying to see. I don't see any damage on his car. So I wonder
somebody is in the pits. Somebody in the pits.
Let's see where he actually comes out, because he should come out right around this pack here. Jensen on the main straight. Some idiot will exit the pit lane right about now, so he's gonna be behind these guys, is he? Or just in front, actually.
Just squeezes out in front of
there,
Jensen.
yeah. So some idiot keeps his net lead. Brilliant stop on those softs for him. Brilliant stint on those softs for him. And now he's on 3 lap fresher tires than Jensen.
Marion in the chat is saying Hugo damaged before pit stops.
Okay, so that would make sense. He's had his wing changed, and that's what must have happened, because he's now behind Galileo, Nick, Jensen, and some idiot as well. So yeah.
Oh, Tipsy Bob gets sent on by Nicholas, but Tipsy trying the switchback, but not doing this time, and I think Nick's going to get the DRS as well.
Yeah,
just salt in the wound. As somebody gets past Alex Burbo on the back finish right there, so yeah, Alex not been up too much of a fight there. As somebody back to P2, he's got Legend ahead on P1. Oh, another 3 seconds for Jensen, a 6 in total now.
Jensen is going to come up to his teammate now, and I wonder if we're going to see some team orders, because they're on completely different strategies.
Yeah, a lot of different strategies playing out here, and I just saw a Bance flying past Timo there at the final chicane.
Wow, 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with these penalties.
Yep.
It really is. You're almost better just ignoring them.
Having a look here, Danico has made a lot of progress onto the back, but he's still 10 seconds away from Triton, who was the next car ahead of him. And it's kind of wonder what Danny can even do from here if it's... and Jensen just weaving a bit, maybe just to say thank you to his teammate who let him through.
Hugo as well, getting past Fox in the Haas, I believe it is.
Yeah.
He's up to P8, so he's really wanting to get in the back of these DRS trains ahead of him. They're kind of... they're a bit kind of... what's the word?
Yeah, Galileo going past Tipsy on the back straight, so Tipsy unfortunately just going down the order right now. He has yet to pit, of course.
Oh, Fox is in the pit, so he's 11 lap. He was the longest running soft runner there. He's decided to pit eventually.
Yeah, he's gonna lose a lot of time, I think, behind Triton. Possibly around Danico. Probably ahead of Danico, actually, because Danico is in the final chicane just about now. So, Fox exiting the pits. It's gonna be pretty close with Danny, actually. So I think Danny... Yeah, Fox is just ahead of Danny, so yeah. At least Danny will get some DRS now, if he can hang on to those fresh medium.
Yeah, there's some strategy there from Fox. Decides to go in the medium tire, so obviously the rain
one
is.
stop or something.
Yeah, is the rain gonna be a while yet? I reckon.
Yeah, and
Bant 3 seconds, Nico 3 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, Nico Lace almost losing it out of the hairpin. Gets DRS on Alex Burbo, but he's gonna be too far back on this back straight at least.
Hugo is close enough to Tipsy here though for P7. He's gonna put a move on, goes up the inside. Oh, not using up too much battery, and Tipsy going into the pits there, so
yeah,
that could have went badly, but
tricky one.
Oh, and Nick does get past Alex actually on the start-finish straight.
Yep.
So Nick is up to P4.
Yeah, so Tipsy into the pits, and he's gonna come out around Fox and Danny, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's actually he's quite clear of Fox. Yeah, Fox another 3 second time penalty there. And you see Danny and Fox in the background there, but I think Tipsy's gonna get out.
Just about ahead of them, yeah.
Just about, yeah.
So theoretically, if it doesn't, if the rain never comes, these guys can go to the end on those tires. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, there's Alex Burbo with a 3 second penalty.
Alex Burbo and Legend, or let's say this way, Legend at the lead of the race, and I think some idiot is gonna put a move on his teammate. Yeah, I think Legend is not gonna put too much fight for that one. Yep, so some idiot is back up to P1. And I would expect Legend to pit right about now. I don't really see 11 flat fastest lap of the race for some idiot.
Yeah, just looking at penalties there, he's only got one warning to his name, whereas pretty much everybody behind him has penalties.
Some idiot there?
Yeah, some idiot, yeah, so he's sitting pretty right now, loving life.
Yeah, and he seems to be pretty easily in the clear, almost 4 seconds clear of Jensen, who is net P2 in this race at the moment.
Oh, Galileo on Alex Burbo running outside. Oh, that's not a conventional overtaking spot. Oh, and he almost loses it in the second chicane there.
So he made it on the right-hander, fast right-hander or what? I kind of...
Yeah, it was in between the two chicanes, yeah. We've seen that go wrong before. So nice job from Galileo, and he's pulling away here nicely in P5.
Yeah.
Wow gets another time penalty, so that's his collection. So 1, 2, 3 so far. 9 seconds.
I think is the next guy to try a move on Alex Burbo. Alex Burbo is using his battery and DRS as well, so I think Hugo is not going to be able to do anything on this lap unless he gets a really good run through the final chicane.
A Legend in
and
the
Alex
pits.
Burbo into the pits as well, so those two guys that I mentioned a lap ago decide to pit now. But what are they going to go on? Another set of mediums, so they have to pit again. Isn't that right? Alex Burbo goes on the softs, so he's kind of, well, definitely you can't get the softs to the end from here at least, so both of them are gonna have to pit again for sure.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
Legend only down to P9, by the way, and I think Alex, did I see it right that he had his wing changed? He must have, because he lost so much time.
Oh yeah,
so he must have had some kind of light green damage or whatever. And we have a battle brewing here. Did WoW maybe overtake Hagrid? I'm not sure. Hagrid is in DRS range of WoW at least. And he's pretty much the only car on track who is actually... Oh, Tipsy Bob is on Fox, so Fox has managed to overtake Tipsy at some point off the camera.
Yeah, and I think Tipsy's going to get it back here on the start-finish straight, or not, if not at this back straight. You can see how overpowering the ERS and overtake button can be, and Tipsy gets a nice exit there, as does Fox, but we'll see this gap just close in.
Far back.
He's deploying overtake. It is
it's not going to be enough, I think. Fox tends to run usually pretty low drag setup, so he's gonna have really good straight line speed, and Fox picks up a penalty. I think Tipsy also picked up a warning there, by the looks of that, so Tipsy is gonna have to hang back another lap. Not able to make a move yet, and Danny Coe in P14. Kind of wondering what Danny can actually do from here. He's definitely gonna have to pit again, of course, because he started on the mediums and pitted lap 1 for another set of them. So, yeah, it's kind of all down to that rain and if it's ever gonna come. And Galileo, just as I cut to that camera, makes a mistake into that hairpin, which gives Hugo, I think, maybe a run here on the back, maybe not on the back straight, but maybe on the main straight. Let's see. DRS wide open for Hugo, and he's probably too far back on this occasion, loses the rear end a little bit out of that final chicane. 11.4, so Hugo definitely has pace, but is kind of has been kind of stuck in traffic on this second stint after that damage that he picked up somewhere.
Yeah, and this battle between Tipsy Bob and Fox is pretty stagnant right now. It's stalemate.
Yeah.
It looks like Tipsy's got the run on him in Sector 1, Sector 2, but those long straights, Fox is just pulling away from him. But Tipsy is not able to get the move done.
And just as I was about to say that Hagrid is putting up a really good performance here, he just about drops out of DRS from WoW.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw that, Jensen gets another 3-second time penalty. I believe that's 9 in total now.
And Hugo is very close to Galileo's back right now. I wonder if he would actually choose to deploy her, which he does, a little bit at least. Galileo is pretty low on battery ahead of him, so Hugo is probably going to try to make a move on the main straight on Galileo. Let's see. So hangs back on this back straight, but doesn't quite get that exit out of that final chicane, and he's going to have to wait another lap. I wonder if Hugo is just, I don't know if he's just hanging back or he's just not really seemed a little disinterested at actually making that move.
Yeah, there's another battle here just behind. Is WoW is under pressure from Nico, but Nico is now under pressure from Bance and Legend. And Legend's on these fresh mediums at the back, so this is lining up for a big battle here. Alex
Burbo sets the fastest lap on those fresh soft tires, 10 point whatever it was. I kind of forgot about it already. But anyway, fastest lap for Alex Burbo in P14 on those fresh softs. This is kind of a DRS train from it's from Hagrid now, isn't it? Because he's lost DRS to WoW, and I think he's gonna be under pressure here on the back straight from Bance.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Hagrid's struggling a little bit here, and that Bance is capitalizing on it, but Legend as well. Look at Legend right on the back wheel of Bance here. He gets a massively better exit and is able to pass Bance before the DRS zone.
And Legend is gonna deploy that overtake, which is a good thing to do for him. It's close to Hagrid on there. And probably gonna make a move here, right? Because Hagrid is gonna be out of battery on this lap, and Legend around the outside into turn 1. Is he gonna make it stick as well? Yeah, I think so, because he's gonna get inside first, turn 2. And good move from Legend.
Trident in the pits there. He's coming off those mediums, putting on a fresh set of mediums.
And
so
getting a front wing swap as well,
Oh, Bance gets a 3-second time penalty, but look at the weather. I mean, it's blue sky still. I don't see any rain at all.
Yeah, and only 15 laps or 16 laps to go.
Is this going to be one of those races where they can finish on dry tires, even though it's raining?
I mean, right now it's definitely looking like that. And that, I wonder... Well, I would expect that almost everybody except maybe some idiot and Legend... Well, doesn't Legend still have to pit as well? He started on the mediums.
Yeah. Oh, and Bance just missing the back end of Nico there into the hairpin. That was tight. Kebab as well saying, I think that in turn 1 it's better to hold the outside rather than defend the inside. I think you are correct, but I think Nico on that time when Legend got past that he was kind of conceding the position. He didn't really want to fight too hard.
Yeah, Bance tried to deploy there on the back straight, but Nico also got DRS, so...
And Nico Lace in the pits, so we're gonna see a final stint here from him. Is it gonna be? He's on mediums.
Yeah,
so
he
started on soft.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's the right call for him, and he is just ahead of Timo there into on the pit exit.
And I'm seeing a lot of penalties coming up for
Yeah.
bans recently, and that's not a good sign. I hope his focus is not slipping away from him here as he's getting a bit frustrated, caught up behind Nico.
Yeah, and bans. Like, let's see. I would expect that maybe some idiot can probably drive to the end with those tires if he wants to, and he's gonna have a pit stop on everybody else, I think.
The legend right up to P5, so he made short work of Nico and WoW 125.
Yeah, that's
5.8 to P4. So we'll keep an eye on that gap. Galileo is still on the back. Who's that in the pits? It's Jensen. Jensen has dived into the pits for his final stint on these mediums.
He's gonna put another set of mediums on, yes. So
and a front wing.
Front wing chop as well. Yeah.
Yep.
So there must have been some kind of light green damage that it wasn't visible at least.
So that it will hurt him a little bit. Let's see where he comes out here.
So basically what this I think does is some idiot is just gonna wait for everybody else to pit, and then if he has to, he can just pit for the softs again or whatever. He's basically got a pit stop on everybody else.
Yeah, Jensen comes out ahead of his teammate. P13 is Alex Burbo. P12 Jensen. Jensen has fresh tires. Yes, I know. It's very exciting. Okay.
We have. Yeah, that's okay. We have a bit of a feat from Mr. Ocean Chief's dogs. I'm not sure if that was Moomin or Goji, but maybe we'll hear of that in a bit. And dog getting wild is being said in the chat as well. That's correct.
I think they're going crazy over Jensen's penalties. I saw another one pop up there. So.
Could be Galileo, by the way. Hugo has got past Galileo, but Galileo is just hanging in this DRS here, which...
also got Jensen here. He's on the back straight. Tipsy Bob has DRS. Jensen has DRS. Timo has DRS, so may not be able to get this move done just yet, but these guys are holding him up massively.
Yeah, and this is not good for Jensen, is it? And he's gonna get a pretty good run from there, and I think he's gonna make this move at least on Tipsy Bob and also maybe on Timo.
Oh, double move from Jensen, nicely done.
That's definitely one of the top 5 overtakes for me this week. So Jensen a double overtake on the main straight up to P9, and I think he's gonna make a short work out of Fox here as well pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I'm keeping an eye on this battle with Tipsy Bob and Timo. The two legends are on track battling it out. P10, P11.
I think Tipsy should, like, if everybody else ahead of him is gonna pit, he should just pit alongside with Timo, because Timo definitely will have to pit. He's on 14 lap old mediums.
Well, the thing about Tipsy is he can only go to soft, can he? He's done 2 medium runs here.
Oh, and Alex Burpo actually sent it on Tipsy and just barely makes it into that corner. That's a big dive from Alex Burpo. He somehow made that work though. And,
yeah, he's not gonna get DRS, is Alex? I don't know. No, he does?
Yeah, he's got it from Tipsy.
Oh, Tipsy has DRS as well, though?
Yeah. The detection point is like after the third chicane already, so it's very far away from the back straight. And Tipsy 3 seconds.
Yeah, Tipsy doesn't want anyone come between him and the Timo in this battle.
Hugo into the pits, softs on.
Wow, another penalty.
I lost track how many penalties is that for Jensen again. It's gonna be a rough ride for Jensen with these penalties. He's up to, is it 12 already?
Yeah, he's
12
really
or 15, I think.
I'll just double check that. Yeah, he's 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's not the ideal way to go for Jensen.
But on track here, Jensen might get Hugo in this back straight. As Hugo,
I think Hugo is gonna get DRS from that ghost car as well, isn't he? Yes.
Jensen's gonna be kicking himself right now. Yeah, he does indeed. Yep. Oh
Hugo
man.
should be able to defend this one. Jensen deployed everything he has, but yeah, he's too far back, and I think Hugo is he's got those fresh softs on, and he's just gonna run away from Jensen with those. That bans into the pits, yeah. And he's gonna go into softs of course. And it's kind of looking like the rain is never gonna come. It's only 10 laps to go. And some idiot, I wonder if he's just gonna, well, when Galileo pits, I would expect him to do that this lap probably. Some idiot will pit as well, just, you know, just to have that tire advantage at the end.
Yeah, Tipsy got past Timo there, didn't catch it, but he must have been on that start-finish straight. He's actually pulled away quite a bit, even though, well, I suppose Timo's on these older tires, so
yeah,
there's still one more pit stop to play out for a few of these guys.
I mean, I think what Tipsy should do now is just to pit now for those softs.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make sense for him to hang out there either, but let's see what they choose to do. Tipsy is gonna get DRS from Alex Burbo, who is probably gonna start struggling a little bit on those 9-lap-old softs. And, both of these guys, Tipsy and Timo, probably are gonna pit and go for the softs. Tipsy doesn't pit.
I wonder if he's thinking he's got that DRS, he can still use that and gain a bit of an advantage. Galileo in the pits, and another 3-second time penalty. Alex Burbo in the pits. Who else in the pits there? Timo in the pits. So Timo going for the undercut on Tipsy, so may catch Tipsy napping now.
Yeah, and I think there's just so many penalties going up that we're just gonna have to see what actually happens at the end when they come across the line. My mathematical skills are not enough to calculate something like that.
You get a penalty. You get a penalty.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a penalty.
Yeah, Galileo and Fox teammates in this race, and Galileo is gonna make that move easily, I think. Yeah, Fox doesn't really want to put up a fight on those 13-lap-old mediums against fresh softs.
Yeah, Galileo looking pretty good here. He might jump Jensen and maybe someone else.
But look at how much time he's lost on Hugo. They were behind each other, so I wonder if is it just the time that he got held up or something, but he's 7 seconds away from Hugo, who pitted a lap earlier, I think, or 2 laps earlier. Or maybe that's just the fresh softs coming into play.
Hugo just picked up a time penalty there, but I don't think it's going to matter here, as he's right on the back of Nick. He's got massive pace advantage with these soft tires. He has to make the most of them in this early stint. Tipsy Bob is indeed in the pits now, so is he going to come out? He's probably going to come out behind Triton and behind Timo. Maybe not, actually.
Where's Timo? He's on the main straight, so it's going to be very, very close, I think. Tipsy on the pit exit, and he's going to actually be ahead of Timo, I think.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very good in-lap from Tipsy, considering Timo went to fresh softs, and Tipsy is going to be well in the clear of Timo, 1.6 seconds. He's also got 1 lap fresher tires than Timo now.
So we got the 3 Ts, P11, P12, P13, Triton, Tipsy, and Timo.
Yep.
All battling.
I mean, EGL.
If you think about it though, wow, 125 is that many penalties.
Hugo, Nick. Sorry, Chief. Hugo and Nick here on the back straight. And Hugo is going to make that move into the final chicane. Hugo up to P3. And Legend into the pits as well. Yep. And Hugo, that promotes Hugo and Nick into P2 and 3, respectively.
I think Legend's going to come out around about P7 now, P8.
Yeah, he's going to be... there's some kind of ghosted cars going through there. He's probably going to be P7, right? I think so. Yeah. Yep,
you're right, P7. Yeah, just ahead of Bouncer, who picked up another time penalty. Well, Alex Burbo is out.
What has happened to him? He's just retired on track.
It looks like on the back straight.
Yeah, I wonder what has happened there.
He's just pulled over to the side, yeah.
Yeah, and interesting. I wonder if he's picked up some kind of damage as well. I think some of these drivers are happy that it's not a safety car for that occasion.
So Hugo has 1 penalty, Nick has 1 penalty, and then we get the Jensen, who has 6 penalties. Galileo has 1 penalty just.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, Fox has a bunch, Legend has 1.
I'm a little surprised that some idiot has not chosen the pit just for safety, because Hugo has caught up to him a little bit, but he would still have a pit stop in hand, I think, if he would pit now. And I'm a little bit surprised that some idiot hasn't chosen to do that. But I guess he will be pit. Yep, sorry.
I'm just saying Jensen got another time penalty. I think it's 21 seconds. I think these guys like Triton, Tipsy, and Timo could... Oh, Danny gets past Timo, so He's in P13. I think Danny could well get some points this race, you know, with all these
It's-
penalties being handed out.
Yeah, that could be because there's a lot of penalties. I mean, on track it's gonna be a tall order because he's like 10 seconds away from, or even more than that actually, like 12 seconds away from P10. But
I believe in you, Danny.
yep, let's go.
Let's go, Danny boy.
Danny definitely has pace, but of course that first lap damage and then pitting and being held up by Copy's disconnected car in the pit lane cost him like 40 seconds or something like that. So.
Where Sonics in chat is saying that somebody had said he was going to do a one stop before the race. So
yeah, and definitely he's looking like he's just gonna do that anyway. And yeah, he's just got 6 or 5.5 laps to go, and he should be able to get those tires to the end, I think. Fox. No, actually, that's Legend going through Fox. That's what has happened on the back straight, I think. So Legend is up to P6 on those fresh softs, but he's got 6 seconds to Galileo, and I think that's too much unless Galileo makes some sort of a mistake. Hagrid, meanwhile, is right on the back of that Bantz. And yeah, Kebab is saying that he would pit for the fastest lap. I definitely would have done that as well, because he kind of still has that pit stop in hand. So I'm just a little bit surprised he chose not to do that. Because I mean, it would have been a no-brainer for me. He would have got the fastest lap probably as well. But, yeah, which, let's have a look what is actually the fastest lap of the race. 10.2 for Hugo. So if he had pitted, it's kind of too late now. He's just about in that pit stop window, but I think on this lap Hugo is going to be within that pit stop window. So yeah, he's just probably committed to getting those tires to the end now. But yeah, some idiot choosing not to go for that one championship point, fastest lap of the race.
And I'm just watching this battle here between Nico and that Bantz for P8, P9. They're both on very similar pace, but Nico cutting the chicane there gets a 3-second time penalty. This is the thing when you're trying to push the car, you oftentimes will just get that track warning flash up on the screen for your.
What is the penalty situation for these guys like Bantz, Niels, and Wow?
Yeah, Bantz has a bunch. He has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nico has 4, 5, 6.
Oh, so it's pretty close actually.
And yeah, they've actually got more than WoW. As Nico, Bantz got it wrong there and did a hairpin, and that has not allowed Nico to catch up rapidly. And Nico has a pile of DRS, and Bantz does not. So
I'm a little surprised. Legend 3 seconds. Think that will amount to just about nothing. And I wonder why Hagrid isn't deploying. He's got a bunch of battery, and I think he would have got past Bantz there if he just deployed, but choosing not to do that.
And Tipsy just got past Triton. I'm not sure if Triton had an issue, but he's falling back rapidly, and Danico's about to get him as well. Into Sector 1. Sector 1 not really an overtaking spot, but as we know, Danny will go for any gap that is open to him.
Yep.
And we'll probably see him make a move here pretty quickly, I would say.
Yeah, probably on the next DRS straight, because I think well, Triton might just about get DRS here once more at least. Runs wide into the second chicane, and Danny is very, very close, and I think he's gonna get it done. And Triton chooses to fight it, but I think Danny is just gonna take the inside line and go through. So Danny is up to P12, and he's gonna go after Tipsy Bob now.
Yeah, 1.1 ahead of him. Tipsy Bob's got, wow, 8.1 ahead. Tipsy's looking pretty rapid on these softs here. He's obviously enjoying this final stint.
And he's dropped Timo at least, who he was racing really hard earlier in the race. So.
Oh, Nico going for a move on Bantz on the start-finish straight, and he gets moved done around the outside.
Ooh, runs wide!
Oh, runs wide, yes, and Bantz just goes, thank you very much, I'll have that one back.
Yeah, just misses his braking point into turn 1 Hagrid and outside the track, and yeah, Bantz That's exactly what you say. And they're kind of coming to the back of Fox here as well, aren't they? So Vance is gonna get DRS here, and Fox is on those 20 lap. We have yellow flag in sector 1.
It's a Mercedes. Oh, it's the new guy, Dixie.
Yeah, I think that's actually not a... It's an AI that's driving that car. But let's cut back to Vance, who is right in the back of Fox here. And Fox also pretty low on battery, but I think Vance might be too far back on this occasion.
Fox had 20 lap old mediums.
Yeah.
Vance on 8 laps off, so this is probably going to be fairly easy for Vance to get this moved on, but he will have all those time penalties to contend with, so might get it on track, but we'll see how it ends up.
Vance deploying absolutely everything here on the main straight, but I think he might be too far back unless he really sends it into turn 1. He's too far back.
Oh, and Danny goes for a move on Tipsy on the final chicane, gets the move done, but Tipsy gets a better run out, and Tipsy is now back in P11.
Oh,
Danny, no love between these guys.
Wow, like so many penalties being picked. I saw like 3 penalties being picked up at the same second there, so that was wow. And somebody else,
Oh, and something happened between that Vance and Fox there, because that Vance and Nico got past Fox.
Yeah, so just trying to see, there is no puncture at least on Fox's car, so yeah, I think that just those tires are nearing the end of their life, and we can see that at the front of the field as well. Hugo has massively caught up to Some Idiot, but there's still 10 seconds between them. So Some Idiot should easily, just needs to bring it home. It's already the final lap of the race, by the way. So this has been over in a blaze for me, at least. A lot of action today, and Vance picks up another penalty, so he's nearing disqualification, I think.
He really is, yeah. He needs to be careful here, as Fox is coming under a bit of pressure from WoW 125. Yeah. Fox's 22 lap old mediums aren't going to feel too fresh right now. Sure, they're just about hanging on there.
Some Idiot for the final time out of the hairpin and just accelerating onto the back straight, and he should be safe to pick up the victory here today. Only just the final and it's actually raining now, isn't it? On the final lap of the race. I see raindrops on the visor.
Yeah, I just saw that, yeah, so just in the nick of time.
And
these guys down.
Yeah, and Some Idiot across the line to win at Canada, and extending, or actually taking the championship lead rather, because they were equal with Hugo. Hugo comes second, picks the fastest lap of the race as well. So that's 19 points for Hugo, and they're gonna be 6 points, or there's gonna be 6 points separating those two. Nick with a really, really good result in third. Galileo picks up 4th in penalties. Jensen 20 seconds, so let's see how far Jensen actually drops. And there's somebody around there in the final corner. Who is that? That is, I think that's the Mercedes AI once again, so that's up to nothing. Jensen also behind Legend. And then we have Hagrid and that Bance across the line.
Hagrid gets Bance on the line, yeah.
And Bance is P10 right now, and I think he's gonna be able to hold on to that. Oh, no! Danny goes up to P7!
Oh my word. Are you kidding me?
Danny goes up to P7 from there.
Wow.
Oh, 8 actually, so I guess there was some kind of penalties. So that was... These penalties completely changed this race, and look at that, it's raining really, really hard right now, so it definitely... So the rain came, but it came on the final lap, and it's raining raining hard, but it's too late to have any change for this race.
Oh, so Bance dropped down to P13 from, what was that, P6, no. P7?
Yeah.
Jensen down to P6 from P3, so... Oh, but look at that, Timo P7. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm still looking at this podium celebration, so let's have a look at the results just in
Timo
a second.
got no penalties. Yeah, Timo got no penalties. That's what it was. Key to P7. He jumped up from what, P12, P13?
So am I right that Timo and Some Idiot are the only cars on track without penalties today?
Yeah, fair play to those guys. Excellent stuff. Timo, well played, my man. Well played.
Oh yeah. So
I'm thinking like Timo for driver of the day.
Oh yeah, I would definitely. That's the next thing that I was actually gonna say. So Timo brilliant drive. Good qualifying lap for it, first of all. The first run he did started P9. On track, I think he finished like 13th or something, but picked up P7 after no penalties at all. You can see like some people got 24 seconds there. And let's see, who was the penalty king? That's Bantz, I think, with 27 seconds. But he finished the race at least. That's I think that's nice to see from Bantz. He's really been struggling in this game. So yeah, some idiot Hugo Nico lays on podium today. A good drive from Nick. Nice to see that as well. I've had many long battles with him on track. And Galileo in P4, Legend P5, Jensen P6, Timo P7, Danico P8, Triton P9, and Niels Hagrid Nico in P10. And those are our points finishers today.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. I'm looking forward to talking to a few of these guys just to get I want to find out what happened to Hugo in that first pit stop. I want to find out what happened to Danny in qualifying. Let me see if I can get him in here.
Yeah, let's jump to the previous screen here. I'm just gonna take a couple of screenshots from the results just to be sure that we've got them all. And there we go.
Hey, right, let's bring in the race winner. We got the number 1 Checo fan is in the house.
Hello.
Some idiot. How are you, sir?
I am doing all right. How about you guys?
Yes, we just couldn't twig on at the very end there. You're doing a one stop.
Yeah, that was. I was expecting the rain to come a little sooner. I normally would have gone an extra lap or two. Probably actually at least 2 more. I probably would go to lap 12 normally, but with the threat of rain incoming, I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to have to run 24 laps on these tires, but I did have to run 24 laps on those tires.
Yep. And maybe I have just one question for you. Why didn't you pit for that fastest lap of the race there?
I something that just came to my mind is you never know with this game how stupid it can be. It can randomly glitch you in the pit lane. Danny actually got glitched on lap 1 in the pit lane.
Yeah, we caught that on the stream. Yeah.
And it's just like if you've got that big of a lead, and you can control your car, and you're not. And I had 2 warnings the entire race. I was like, you know what? It's not worth throwing away a possible win with the game being stupid. At least if it's in my hands, if I make a mistake, it's only on me. It's not on the game doing something crazy. And also, I was expecting it to rain a little sooner, so I was thinking, oh, everyone's pitting. Oh, I'll just stay out until we go to inters. But we never went to inters, and I just tire saved the difference that I needed to make it to the end. I was at 70% on the dot at the start finish line.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. So you were just sort of protecting the win and making sure that you get that. So yeah.
Yeah, you never know with this game. So
yeah, that's true.
Just gotta be smart with it.
So did you know that it was going to rain at the very end, and there was a chance that it wouldn't actually be a wet race at any point?
Yes, yeah. I was thinking because we saw in the garage it was cloudy to start. Then sunny 20 minutes in or 25, I don't know. I think it's 20. If I'm not mistaken. But at the 45-minute mark, it was going to be light rain. And with this game, there's something that I figured out from previous games, and still transfers over to this one. What happens in that second interval of 20 minutes, if it is cloudy and then you see rain, the rain will move up a bit more. And then when it's sunny, the rain will actually be a lot further away, will get pushed back. If it's partially sunny, if it's like partially cloudy, partially sunny, it'll be right around where it should be. It's not going to get moved up or pulled back at any point. So when I saw sunny, it's like, okay, maybe last 5 laps, maybe not even that. So it's just kind of, and then once we got on the grid, we saw that, and it's just, okay, I know it's going to rain maybe within 5 laps of the finish. So that's my mind.
Funny enough, the Tier 2 race, I don't know if you saw it, before the Tier 1 race, I was taking part in that, and it said the same thing. It was going to rain at the end of the race, but it started raining like lap 15, around about that point.
What kind of weather did you have just before? What did the forecast say? Sorry.
it was blue skies right up to the very end, and it would be like light rain and wet rain at the very last 2 segments.
Oh, that can still get stretched up if there's heavy rain. If you, this game is really weird. I think both of you know this quite well. This game is weird, but if you have heavy rain, it will also push it forward because it's trying to fit in both rain cycles. So the game just literally has a mare and just pulls everything up like at least 5 to 6 laps from where it should be because it's trying to get all of the weather encompassed all at once. That's why the track basically switched over completely in the last lap of this race because it was trying to stretch in. Oh, I need to bring light rain. I'm going to pull all the rain at once, and this is going to turn into Malaysia 2001 or 2002. I don't know which year it was, but where it switched from dry to full wet in like half a lap.
Yeah. 2001, I think it is.
I think it's 2001. I think
Yeah.
it was. You guys are
I think-
older than me. Both you ought to know.
Yeah, it's
My
2001. I'm
memory
pretty
sucks.
sure. where I thought the Ferraris were out of contention, but then they just like flew past everybody. Yeah, it's 2001, I think.
I got it. All right, nice. But is there anything else I can answer?
Yeah, I want to ask you something. I just want to say, well done on the race win, of course. But I mean, once again, this is like almost like an exhibition race for you. Just to show, your progress. You just seem to be like one of these drivers that comes in, knows the game like the back of your hand, and you just use all your kind of experience to your advantage, and it all came together today. It probably like when you're racing, it's probably like really tense stuff, but from the outside, it just looks like you're just cruising to the win every time. So it's quite impressive.
I will say two things on that because that is a great question, or that is a great statement that I kind of want to lead into. So thank you for that. One, it's always been for me is I come in with a game plan for every single race I'm doing. If it's at Canada, if it's at Azerbaijan, if it's at Singapore, there's always a plan of how I want to attack my race. Sometimes I can race for the win like I can today. Some leagues, like in a league I do on Saturdays, I'm racing for 4th or 5th, and I know that going in. And I try to game plan myself to be in the right position at the right time to get my results, or at least put myself in the position to get my results. And for Canada, the car was awesome. My balance was excellent. Found something that I really am really happy driving with, and it was good it was good in the race. It was good enough to do a one stop, and I had some room to spare. I did a little bit of tire saving. Maybe that was the cruising part of it, but I was trying to drive myself to a delta. As soon as I did, I think I did an 11.0. I immediately toned it down of almost over half a second, just trying to pace the tires and get them to the end if I needed to, because that's part of the game plan, because if I want a one stop, I've got to do certain things to do that, and that was part of it. And driving within what the tire had in it was like I said, part of the game plan.
Well, good job. Absolutely commanding victory once again, and put you in the lead in the championship standings. I'm sure you're happy enough about that.
It's not. We still have over half a season to go, man. I know it came in. It was like after the first few races, I was down like 40 points, and it's just as quickly as a lead goes larger, it shrinks right back, and the turntables turn. It's not over by any means. So we still got half a season to go, man. It's gonna be a lot more twists and turns. So tune in next week.
Anything can happen. Yeah, France next week. Or how are you feeling about France?
Not one of my favorite tracks. I've got something in the pipeline that I feel fairly decent with. I need to refine it some more, and I'll have a couple races to do just that. So we'll see what happens. I'm actually looking forward to France for once. It's like I said, not one of my favorite tracks, but got something good in the pipeline.
Cool stuff. Okay, right. I'm gonna move you back in. We've got a bunch of guys
That's all good. Yep.
interview here. So thanks for joining us in the chat, Cody. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you for having me. Bye
now. Right, we've got a special guest comment. Yeah, we've got Danielle Ricardo. Danielle. Danny Co. Danielle. Daniel, son. How are you, son? How are you?
Human.
Yeah, well, right. Just talk us through your race, because from outside we had no idea what the hell was happening there in the qualifying. You didn't set a lap time. What happened?
Basically, someone joined in quali, got stutters because of it, so didn't bother setting the lap. and then start the race. I get wing damage off Fox because they all break early for some reason, and then I go into the pits and copies ghosted AI car just parks in the pit lane, and I get stuck behind it for 15 seconds.
We did see that, yeah. We did see
So
that.
basically, in total, I did 3 stops.
So I've seen some not gonna go into details, but I've seen some people saying that they are unlucky. But I think you take the crown for that today. Unfortunately, of course, I'm really
Danny,
not
it's
happy to
coming,
see
it's
that. But
coming.
yeah, that is if something is unlucky, that is definitely unlucky. So I think you can tell everybody else that said that they were unlucky this week. They you know they they don't get a say.
Should get effed.
Yeah.
And then just haven't come back through the field. I say field, I mean lapping on my own for 30 laps until the end.
Yeah, you only picked up 12 seconds of penalties though, and it was enough to move you up then to P8 as you cross the line. So you got points.
I got the last warning in the last turn on the last lap because it started raining. I even braked early and it still went straight, so it would have been 9. Still wouldn't have said me anything, but it would have made me safer from trying.
Yeah,
It
well, I
is.
mean, you know, you got to take some positive away from it. You came from last to P7 or P8, and in this league, it's that's quite a feat. Um, I know, like personally, if I have an issue early on, it's you know, trying to make up positions again. It's you're on the back foot, but you just gunned it. I'm glad you kind of stayed in it as well, because I'm sure you know part of you was like, you know, screw this, I've got
Yes,
better things to do.
especially on coming out of the pits on lap 2.
Hmm.
That just.
It's coming, man. It's coming. Don't worry about it. It's
Not
coming.
coming!
I will. I bet you by the end of the season you'll have a couple of you get that first race win and that's it.
Yeah, that's not gonna come.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We believe, don't we?
Yes. Always.
Right.
Always.
Well, Donna, here, I appreciate you joining us in the chat here. We're gonna move on. We've got a few other guys to interview, but good job from you overall. P8, can't be too disappointed with that.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going. Who
Stop
do you want to
Nick,
speak to
Nick
next?
at
Here, we got a
least.
bunch of
He's
guys.
on the podium. Nick.
Nick Olis, you are joining us in the commentary booth. It's myself and Ice here. So yeah, we're just having a look at your race. P3 overall. Only 3 seconds of time penalties. How did the race go for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was very unexpected, to be fair. Like, no, I think it went pretty well. I mean, penalties wise, like, I think I just didn't drive that well for the first sort of half of the race. And I had 3 seconds and 2 warnings from like lap 20. And so it was good to not pick up any more because obviously I picked up some more. I think I'd have lost the podium. But yeah, no, really happy.
Yeah, I was especially happy to see you there because we've had plenty of battles with you on track and they've always been fair. So yeah, nice to see you up there.
Oh, thank you very much, Icewind.
And it was fun to commentate as well. So yeah, you basically just stayed out of trouble and yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty, to be fair. It was quite tense because it was kind of like trading lap times with all the guys around us. We were all kind of quite even. Apart from Hugo, I mean, and apart from some idiot, like Cody just completely disappeared, to be honest. I think I probably helped that a bit at the start, jumping Hugo at the start, and then I think after that, Cody was pretty much gone because Hugo had like lost the DRS on him, and then he actually got some damage once he got past as well. So yeah, it's just at the end trying to stick close to Hugo to try and overtake him because I saw he had 6 seconds. And I was within 3 seconds for quite a bit, but then I think it was about 3 laps before the end he pulled it out to 3, and I was like, right, I'm just gonna make sure I don't get any more and keep the podium.
And you did, so well done to you, sir.
Thank you. It's also going to be my last race as well.
No,
no.
don't do this to us.
That's not what I want to hear.
I'm off to uni on Thursday.
No, screw uni, man. I can wait the next year. Come on, we want to see you on track.
But yeah, unfortunately, my will be staying here. I'm gonna take the pad with me though, so we'll see.
So
but
maybe
I'm gonna have to step tight.
I'm not sure what we can come up come up with from your nickname, but we already have Terror Pad Cognita, so what could it be?
Well, I used to race on the
Pad
pad, so
Olays or something. I don't know.
Pado Lace. Yeah, me and Terra going back to our roots from when we joined. But yeah, it was good to go out on a high, I have to say.
Absolutely, man.
Good to go
Solid
out on a
result,
high.
solid result. And especially you look at the names all around you, you know, somebody had Hugo, you know, ahead of you, but you got Galileo, he's a very fast guy, Legend,
I mean,
Jensen.
he had better pace than me, to be honest. He just, well, I mean, he'll come on and he'll tell you in a bit, but he basically just messed up the strategy a bit, and I think that lost him too much time.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, sad to hear that you are stepping down, but I'm sure you will be dipping in and out as you are available
Oh yeah, well, I'll
for
try and
certain races.
I'll be floating around, and I'll try and do some of the races, especially in the holidays. But I'll see what the pace is like on the pad and see if there's a possibility of racing. Maybe not in tier 1, maybe in tier 2 or something. I don't know. We shall see.
Okay. Well, we'll move you back into the general chat, but
Yeah,
thanks for
thanks,
joining
Nick.
us on stream. I'll speak soon.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
All the best. All the best.
See ya.
Let's talk to our
Alright,
driver of today then.
Yeah, he's been waiting patiently in the wings. It's the driver of the day, the dark horse, the man who comes from, what was it, P13 to P7 at the line. Wow. I mean,
divided.
tell me about it. What was that feeling like when you crossed the line?
I burst out in laughter, because I did not see, like, I had a really miserable race. Like, my mood was absolutely terrible. Because everyone was faster than me. Like, I unironically think I was, like, on pace, the slowest driver on track. But as Yugos pointed out, I think the reason why I was the slowest driver on track was because I was the only driver that's actually on the track. So maybe that's it. So like I was falling off the back of everyone, just slowly dropped like a stone. I hit the wall at some point. So I had like lime green front wing. Just felt no confidence in the car. I put the softs on and I went as fast as on worn mediums because I just didn't have any pace. I don't know what was going on. And I looked at like I knew some penalties. I knew Tipsy had 15 seconds, and I knew that Danny had 6. And Triton at 6. So I thought, okay, well, I mean, Danny might be too fast for me, so I'm probably gonna drop behind Danny, stay behind Danny. I'm gonna get Tipsy and Triton though. So I thought, oh, well, I mean, P12, that's still really bad. I wanted to get points, and I looked at the minimap like 10 times over, no, like 10 laps from the end, and I saw they were an entire straight ahead of me. I was entering the hairpin, they were like passing Wall of Champions. So I thought, well, even if they have 15 seconds, I'm still not getting points. This is ridiculous, but they're probably gonna have like 6 and 9. And then Danny crosses the line and he says, wait, I'm 7th. No, that's surely not right. And then I do the quick maths. Wait, I'm right there with Danny and he's 7th. Wait, what's gonna happen? I cross the line and 7th. I just burst out and laughed and relief because it was amazing. I looked at the thing at the end. I really didn't think it was gonna be that bad. Like everyone had 15 to like 30 something. It was absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that. It's a little sad. I still don't think I drove well, but the others like just absolutely bottled it. So I'm gonna take that.
I'm just reading the penalties here: 24 seconds, 24 seconds, 21, 21, 27, 24. So it's
yeah, I have no clue. It's. I mean, I'm gonna go away with this with like, I don't know if that saying works in English.
So I'm gonna have to take this opportunity to say that you scored a better position in tier 1 that I did in tier 2.
That's because I didn't start last and I didn't spin, you know? That's
well, you know, I just had to take that opportunity to say that.
I knew. I know. And I'm gonna say I don't want to do an Icewind in this interview because like the result is good. But I'm like partially happy and partially sad about this because like I still don't think I drove particularly well.
Your quali was good though. Yeah. Like, or what did you think about that? The first lap was really good from you.
Yeah, it's my usual thing now. I always get good bankers and then I bottle every run after that. That's my new thing. I used to be different, but I mean, I'll take it. It's fine. I think I had like 4/10 or something if I maxed it out because like there was some time there, but I didn't find it. it was decent. Got top 10, so I can't complain about that. The race was just, yeah, I didn't have the pace. I'm not happy with my pace, but everyone else decided to drive worse than me, so I guess that's where I am. And I genuinely, when you messaged me DOTD interview, I thought you were joking.
No, definitely.
No,
It's,
I mean, we
because
can.
you
We
and some idiot were the
I'm taking
only
this.
cars
I'm
on.
taking this. Be quiet. I'm taking it.
Yeah, but you and some idiot were the only cars on track who didn't have a penalty, and yeah, I mean I prefer to give the driver of the day to somebody.
Who did win the race?
Yeah, I mean, guess he started on pole and just sort of led the entire way. So it's of course a good job, but I think yours was let's say more how do you say it, like more surprising at the end there. So.
It was like it's like some idiot winning is like to be expected. But
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But me jumping 7 spots wasn't. So that's
yeah.
There you go. Well, thanks guys.
Yeah, I think we caught some of your battle with Tipsy, but then once that was over, we kind of just forgot about you, and then that's why at the finish line we were like, "Whoa!"
I forgot about my race. I forgot about my race as well. It just slowly faded away.
You given up on you as well, had you?
Yeah, Tipsy cleared me, and then he was instantly like 8 tenths ahead of me, and I was okay. Guess that's my life now. Well, but I'm gonna say like it's very good result for the fact that I couldn't on Friday, so I lost out on practicing. Like I practice 3 hours or something on Friday, and then I do SLR, and then I do rapid races. So for 2 hours, I have loads more practice than I did this time because I just jumped on it at like 20 normal laps, and then I did 3 short qualies, and then I did 1 full session with WoW, and that was it. And I didn't have the 2 league races, so like for that, P7 is really good. And next week in France, and like I'm looking forward to that. I always say that my 3 best tracks in the game are Canada, France, Austria. While I might have not made this look like one of my best tracks, I'm optimistic for France. I really like the track. I know loads of people disagree, but especially if
I think you have somebody in this booth that does agree with you. So Chief definitely likes France as well.
Yeah, I love it.
Well,
love it.
He's a man of culture. So
Viva la France!
I wouldn't go that far.
Viva la revolution!
They've got a good track. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah, I am hoping to do some real damage there, and not the type that you're expecting. You might see me in tier 1 next week, challenging you for that P7 spot.
Wasn't France like the track where you had your pop-off performance once? Didn't you like finish P5 or something? Or qualify really high there? I have an association there with you in France.
Yeah, I think you're right. He did really well in, I don't remember, was it the first or second season of 2019? But yeah, definitely one of the better tracks for Chief.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. Well, maybe you can drive in some... You can also drive tier 2, then we get to face off.
Yeah,
to do that.
Look forward to it. Right, so driver of the day and P7 in the bag. Beamer, have you any final thoughts?
Stay on the track, guys. This was not good. It was a little embarrassing, but
slow and steady wins P7.
Yeah. If they don't want to stay on track, they don't have to. I just hope they don't. I just hope they learn their lesson after France, because France is another one of these tracks. So I hope I can choose a good result out of that one as well. Well, it's been fun. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the drive.
Thank you.
Today.
Speak to you soon.
See ya.
Wait.
And let's bring Galileo and Jensen, both of them, I guess, so we can.
Galileo and Jensen, welcome to the commentary booth. Both of you guys did pretty well today, it got to be said. I mean, there was a lot of penalties there, especially you, Jensen.
That was to be expected, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you had some real good pace today. You were looking like you could challenge for a podium at one point in the race.
Yeah.
Galileo too. You were showing an SLR yesterday. You mean business. You're not here just to, pick up P10 or be a backmarker. You're here to challenge for podiums. How did you feel about that performance? You got, what was it, 3 seconds of penalties? Didn't cost you any.
I could have been on the podium today. Like P3 was attainable, but I was worried about the rain at the end, because Jeff told me like 10 minutes away, and then I just stayed out too long, and Nick got like maybe 4 laps undercut on me, and Hugo got a couple of laps undercut on me because it dawned on me that the rain's not gonna come and the inters are not gonna be the best at the end of the race. So then I had to pit, and when I tried to overtake my teammate, I just cut the inside of turn 8 a little bit too much, and the game gave me the 3rd warning. So that sealed the 3rd place for me at least. But
Yeah,
otherwise, good race. Like I had good pace and didn't get any warnings in the like maybe I had the 2 warnings from like lap 10 and then to lap 20, maybe 5. I didn't get any warnings, so I was
yeah,
driving
that
pretty clean.
SLR race yesterday, you had at least 11 seconds. Is that right?
9 plus the 5-second penalty of speeding in the pit lane, which was very
Yeah.
unfortunate.
So big gains there already. I mean, you've only 3-second time penalty, and without that 3-second time penalty, yeah, you would have been on a podium. So P4, solid result. And this is your debut 2S race as well, isn't it?
No, I've been from the Spain one.
All right, yeah. Obviously, I don't pay attention to these streams.
This is like a classic Chief, I think. But yeah, it's yeah.
I've been napping. It seems,
At
but
least
yeah,
this is my best result in 2S, so
yeah, this is great. I mean, look at the guys you're up against. You know, Jensen here in chat, Hugo, some idiot, Nicholas, bunch of other very fast guys. Wow as well. Wow,
yeah, other
unfortunately,
fast guys had pretty bad luck this time, so didn't
yeah.
get the quali right. But yeah, you have to capitalize on their mistakes if you want to challenge for anything.
But here, Jensen, I set a record there the other day, 75 seconds penalties in Canada. Were you trying to beat that today?
No, not particularly, but I don't like Canada, and that has all to do with the track limits. The track itself isn't bad, but it doesn't suit my driving style. So I didn't practice yesterday. I didn't practice today, and I also calculated it. Wow, and I, because we both did both races, we got 1 minute 30 of penalties together in both races. 90 seconds, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just driving, having some fun, but yeah, I don't like the track because of its penalties. It's too harsh in my opinion. You can't drive flat out. You have to manage it too much, I think. And I don't like that. I have one switch. It's on or off, basically. But yeah, the pace was good. I was pressuring Hugo, and he drove his front wing off right in front of me, so he fell back.
Yeah,
that was what happened in the first stint, or what?
Sorry?
That happened in the first stint, right? Because we were wondering how did he lose so much time.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
first
it happened
pit
at the first stint.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick had a really good start. I had a really good start as well. Almost made it 3 wide, but of course I didn't because I knew that was going to be a problem. So Nick got Hugo, and Galileo and I went side by side almost for a few corners, but that went totally fine.
Great racing in there.
Yeah, exactly. And we kept our positions 4th and 5th. Then yeah, I was really pressuring Hugo because he was stuck a little bit, and I was like, well, let's see how he handles pressure. And yeah, out of turn 3, the chicane downwards, so to say, he went a little wide and tapped his wing into the wall. So I knew he had wing damage, and so I just followed him immediately into the pits when he went. Because I knew he had the wing change, so that's the moment when Hugo fell back right at the first pit stop.
You could pull Hugo into the interview lounge.
I could.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of the devil.
Speaking of the alien himself, here he is, Hugo. How are you, sir?
Nice wing damage, mate.
I don't know, the car just felt really understeery compared to yesterday. It was weird.
Oh, go ahead with your story right away.
Today on the race, tapped the wall in the wall of champions.
Yeah, so Hugo, we're just here. We didn't pick up on the stream, but yeah, you got front wing damage. That's why you lost so much time in the first pit stop. I mean, were you just pushing too hard at that point, or just a lapse of concentration there for that damage?
I don't know. The car just didn't feel the same as I'd driven it in the past 2 races I've done. And most laps on this race, I was lifting mid exit of the second chicane, which is why I got the wing damage. So yeah.
I got the wing damage there as well, by the way. But later
On your seconds didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it has something to do with the weather as well, because I think it was still overcast at that point. Maybe it does something to grip. I don't know for sure, but
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like I'm not really sure what the weather was like in the race. It looked very dark when it started, and then it went a bit.
It was really overcast all race, I think.
Okay. So maybe that's something. The track temp was probably lower.
I don't know. I also had a little bit of understeer in general, so. But
I mean, if the track.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go on.
I want to say I didn't really practice, so I can't really compare it to how it would normally behave, because yesterday SLR was my practice for today. So go ahead.
I forgot, to be honest.
You go. You should have gone first then.
Must have been a lie. You know, I mean, obviously your main battle was with some idiot there, but were you kind of concerned about Nicholas, who was looking pretty pacey behind you? And
Oh yeah. But I think even without the damage, the best result probably was second. Purely because just some idiot is extremely quick. I don't think I could have matched him.
Yeah, we've got France coming up next. Are you a fan of France or?
Yeah, I like.
Why are you
world record holder?
I think it's like I'm confident that I can get a good result.
I also can't wait. Must be much better than here.
Yeah, the past 3 tracks, Baku, Monaco, and Canada, they're just horrific run of tracks.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no walls, freedom. Let's go.
Yeah, and better track limits, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it. Right, but I think we'll wind it up there, unless you guys have anything else you want to add to the stream.
Not really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, the penalties speak for itself.
Smash that like button, guys, on the stream. Somebody's clicked dislike. I'm sad to see this.
Horrendous.
Probably because Jensen got an interview.
Yeah, I think it happened when you got in. Oh, here we have Lewis.
Was it you that clicked the dislike then?
Yeah. No.
I mean, it's grand total of 4 viewers at this point, so it's probably the people in this interview box here.
I think Cody pressed dislike because he heard Francis next, which Hugo really likes.
Anyway, I think that rounds us up for now. What do we got tomorrow? We got DMR. No, sorry, not DMR.
What is DMR?
I don't know. I have no idea. Never heard of it. What do we have? 2SRL. Yes, that's the one. They have ACC tomorrow. Do you know what track it is tomorrow?
Brands Hatch.
Brands Hatch. Okay, so that'll be an
good.
interesting one to watch. I like that track. Yeah.
Everyone will be stuck in a train and you can't overtake. So.
Yeah, true, but the track is really good.
Hey, I'm trying to hype it up here.
Extremely entertaining.
Yeah.
Exactly, Hugo. We're hyping it up here. Okay. This is where we tell it lies. So yeah, the number 1 track, Brands Hatch tomorrow, where there's always an exciting race. So be sure to tune in for that one.
Yeah, and then
it's Monaco without walls.
And going beyond that, then we have of course France in all the SLR and 2SRL tiers on EGL next week. So plenty of racing to come once again in the upcoming week.
Better racing.
Maybe. So, yeah, thanks guys. I guess we'll wrap up the interviews here and then we'll just have some closing words here with Chief. So, thanks guys.
Yeah, so just going to say thanks guys for joining us in chat, and we'll move you back into the general chat. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Okay. Yeah, so that wraps it up. Like you say, there's going to be plenty of racing next week. We've got France, we've got ACC. I think that's about it.
So
France.
Tuesday, the first race in France is 2SRL Tier 3, I think, and then going from there, we have tiers 4, 3, 2, and 1 in SLR, and then once again on Sunday next week we have 2 SRL tier 2 and tier 1. So yeah, I suppose that's about it, unless you have some other closing words to put out there.
No,
But,
I think that will do for now. And thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
Yep.
Hit that like button.
And Icewind and Ocean Chief, thank you all and say a good bye.
Au
And have a
revoir.
good night.